Good morning, student. And today we are going to discuss chapter 8, comparing quantity. Exercise 8.1, question number 1. Question number 1 है find the ratio of the following. A part of question number 1 है speed of a cycle 50 km per hour to speed of a scooter 30 km per hour. So we need to find the ratio of speed of cycle and the speed of a scooter. Okay. So first we write here speed of cycle is given. Speed of cycle is given 15 km per hour. Speed of cycle is given 15 km per hour. 15 km per hour. This is given here. Okay. Km is kilometer, at least hours. So speed of cycle is given 15 km per hour, and speed of scooter is also given here. Speed of scooter. Speed of scooter is given here. What is the speed of scooter? 30 km per hour. This is a speed of scooter. Clear? So we need to find the ratio of speed of cycle and the speed of scooter. Okay. So I hope all of you know this is symbol of ratio. Okay. A ratio B. You can write it A by B. Okay. We compare two quantity in the ratio. We can compare two quantity two way. First by division, second by subtractions. Okay. More than or times, 5 times, 6 times. A have 5 times money of B. You can say A have 20 more than B. This is we compare the quantity two types. First by division, second by subtraction. So here we need to find the ratio of speed of cycle and speed of scooter. Okay. So we write here ratio of speed of a cycle to speed of a scooter. This is equal to what? This is equal to speed of cycle is given here 15 km per hour and speed of scooter is 30. So you can write it 15 1 15 and 15 to the 30. In this way you can write it 1 by 2 is equal to 1 ratio 2. Clear? 1 by 2 is equal to 1 ratio 2. So we find here the speed of a cycle to speed of a scooter is 1 ratio 2. The speed of cycles and the speed of scooter is given that 15 km per hour and 30 km per hour. So we find there a ratio of speed of scooters and cycle. So ratio of speed of a cycle to speed of scooter is equal to 15 by 30. This is equal to 1 by 2, or you can say their ratio will be 1 ratio 2. Okay. Now we are going to discuss second part of this question. Second part is find the ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometers. Second part of this question, number 1 is that find the ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometers. So let's see how to find the ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometers. Okay, this is B part. 5 meter to 10 kilometers. We can find the ratio only same kind. So here you can see this is meter, this is a kilometers. Okay. So I hope all of you know that 1 meter or 1 kilometer is equal to how many meter? 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Clear? 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, but here we have 10 kilometer. So 10 kilometer, this is equal to what? This is equal to 10 into 1000 meters. It's become 10,000 meters. Okay. So first we need to find the ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometer. Here we change 10 kilometer is equal to how many meter? We can say here 10 kilometer is equal to 10,000 meters, because we know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. This is clear now. So this implies that we can write it ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometer becomes 10,000 meter. 10,000 meters. Okay. So you can write this is equal to what? 5 by 10,000. Okay. So you can cancel it. 5 to the 10. Then you append here 1, 5 on the 5, 5 to the 10. This is equal to 2,000. Okay. So you can write a ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometer is equal to 1 ratio 2000. This is clear? So children, I hope all of you understood this question. In this question, we need to find the ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometer. So here you can see this quantity in meter, but this is the kilometer. Both are the measure of length. Both quantity measure by length, but this is a 5 meter, this is 10 kilometer. So first we change kilometer in meter. So for this we know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, but we have how many kilometer? We have 10 kilometer. So 10 kilometer is equal to 10,000 meters. So we find the ratio of 5 meter to 10 kilometer. This is equal to we can write it the ratio of 5 meter to 10,000 meters, because just we change the 10 kilometer is equal to 10,000 meters. Okay. So in this way you can see we find the ratio of 5 meter to 10,000 meters. This is equal to 5 by 10,000, or you can write it 1 upon 2,000. Or our required ratio is 1 ratio 2,000. Okay. Now the third part of question number 1 is that find the ratio of 50 paise to 5 rupees. Okay. So let's see how to find the ratio of 50 paise to 5 rupees. Okay. So we know that the 1 rupees is equal to how many paise? 1 rupees is equal to 100 paise. Clear? 1 rupees is equal to 100 paise. So C part of this question, 50 paise. We find the ratio of 50 paise to rupees 5. Okay. So first we convert, because you can see here the amount is not same. Okay. So first we convert rupees in paise. So we can write here we know that 1 rupees, this is equal to 100 paise. 1 rupees is equal to 100 paise, but we have how many rupees? We have 5 rupees. So here we know 1 rupees is equal to 100 paise. So 5 rupees is equal to 5 into 100. Okay. So rupees 5 is equal to 5 into 100 paise. This gives rupees 5 is equal to 500 paise. This is clear? Okay. Now, but we need to find the ratio of 50 paise to 5 rupees. Okay. So ratio of 50 paise to rupees 5. but we convert this 5 rupees is equal to 500 paise. So therefore we can write ratio of 50 paise, ratio of 50 paise to, in the place of 5 rupees we can write 500 paise. Okay, because here you can see we change it, and we know that 1 rupees is equal to how many paise? 100 paise, but we have 5 rupees, so 5 rupees is equal to 500 paise. So we can write here 500 paise. Okay, so here we find ratio of 50 paise to 500 paise. For this we can write 50 by 500. Okay, we can write it 50 by 500. So you can cancel it 1 0 by 0, and again you know we get here 5 by 50. Also can reduce or write in simplest form in the variable 5 1 ja 5 and 5 10 ja 50. Okay, so you can write 1 by 10, and then your required ratio is 1:10. This is clear, student? I hope all of you understood this question. In this question, this is given that we need to find the ratio of 50 paise to 5 rupees, but here you can see the quantity are not same. So first we convert rupees in paise, and as you know, and that the 1 rupees is equal to 100 paise, but here we have 5 rupees, so it means that 5 rupees is equal to 500 paise. So we find here, you can see that the ratio of 50 paise to 500 paise. So for this we can write 50 upon 500. First we cancel 0 by 0, then we obtain 5 upon 50. So you know very well, 5 1 ja 5, 5 10 ja 15. So we can write here 1 by 10. So 1 by 10 we can write it 1:10. This is our required ratio. This is clear. Now in this way we have completed the question number 1 of exercise 8.1. Now we are going to discuss question number 2. Question number 2 have convert the following ratio to percentage. In question number 2 the ratio is given, we need to find its percentage. So let's see how to we convert the given ratio in percentage. Okay, so first part of question number 2 is given A part. In question number 2 have two parts, A part and B part. A part is given 3:4. A part is given 3:4. This is question number 2. Okay, question number 2 part A. A part is given 3:4. 3:4. This is A part. We need to find, we need to convert it in percentage. This ratio we need to convert it in percentage. How can we convert? So we know very well, percentage means, what do you mean by percentage? What do you mean by percentage? This is percentage. It means that 1 by 100. It means that 1 by 100. 1 by 100 means percentage. Okay. So I hope all of you understood the meaning of percentage. Percentage means 1 by 100. This is clear. So now you know very well, you can write it 3:4 is equal to, you can write it 3/4. Okay, 3:4 we can write it 3/4. So this becomes 3/4. This is clear. Now also you can write, you can multiply it 100 by 100. Okay, so 100 by 100 means 1. 100 by 100, this means 1. And you know very well, if you multiply any number by 1, then you obtain that numbers. Okay, so first you write it, the given ratio 3/4. 3/4. After this you multiply it 100 by 100, and this is 100 by 100 is 1. If you multiply any number by 1, then you obtain that numbers. So don't be confused. Okay. Also we can write it 3/4 into 100 into 1 by 100. Okay, this is clear. Now, so what it is? This is percentage. This 100, 1 by 100 is percentage. Okay, so you can cancel 4. If you divide 100 by 4, then you obtain what you obtain? 25. Okay, if you divide 100 by 4, then you obtain 25. So here we have 3 into 25 in bracket, but it becomes percentage. Percentage means 1 upon 100. Okay, now so 3 into 25. 3 into 25, it becomes 75. Clear? So I hope all of you understood these questions. And here you can see we convert 3:4 as a percentage. 3:4 is equal to 75%. Okay. For this, first we write the given ratio as a fraction form, 3 by 4. After this, we multiply 100 by 100. You can see here. So 3 by 4, we write it 3 by 4 into 100, and this 100 we can write it 1 upon 100. Okay. 1 upon 100 is becomes percentage. Okay. So you can write it percentage, and if you divide 100 by 4, then you obtain 25. Okay. So here we have 3 into 25. This is equal to 75, and this percentage. So in this way you can say when we convert 3:4 in percentage, this is equal to 75%. Okay. Now the B part of this question is 2:3. 2:3, we need to convert it in percentage. So let's see how to convert 2:3 in percentage. Okay. So 2:3. This is B part of question number 2. So here, and this is B part of question number 2 is given 2:3. So first we convert in fraction form. So you can write it 2 by 3. Again we multiply it by 100. 100 by 100. Okay. So you can write it 2 by 3 into 100 by 100. This is clear. And now also you can write it 2 by 3 into 100 into 1 by 100. As you know, 1 by 100. 1 by 100 means percentage. 1 by 100 is percentage. So here you can see, if you divide it, multiply by 2, then you obtain 200 by 3. It becomes percentage. This is clear. If you divide it by 2, then you obtain 66 whole 2 by 3 percentage. Clear? So in this way you can see we convert the 2:3 in percentage. For this, first we write the 2:3 as 2 by 3 in fraction form. After this we multiply both numerator and denominator by in both numerator and denominator by 100. Okay. 2 into 100. We write it 2 by 3 into 100, and this into 1 by 100. 1 by 100 is percentage. You can see here. 1 by 100 is a percentage. So 2 into 100, it's become 200 and by 3. 200 by 3 percentage. If you divide 200 by 3, then you will obtain 66 whole 2 by 3 percentage. So student, I hope all of you understood this question. Question number 2, that how do you convert the given ratio in the percentage. Now we are going to discuss third question. Third question है 72% of 25 students are interested in mathematics. Okay, 72% of 25 students are interested in mathematics. How many are not interested in mathematics. Okay, so here given total students are given 25, and this is also given 72% of students are interested in mathematics. So we need to find a number of students that are not interested in mathematics. So let's see how to solve these questions. Okay, so first we erase this. After this we find the number of students that are not interested in mathematics. So this question you can solve two ways. First way is that we find the number of students who are interested in mathematics, and after this we can subtract, and from 25 then we obtain the number of students that and they are not interested in mathematics. Okay, so let's see. This is question number 3. We need to find total number of students. Okay, first you write here total number of students. Total number of students is equal to 25. Okay, so first we find the number of students who are interested in mathematics. Okay, so we will find number of students. Number of students who are interested. Number of students who are interested in mathematics. In mathematics, this is equal to what? 25 of 72% students are interested. So 25 into 72 by 100. Okay, so you can cancel it. 25 on the 25, 25 for the 100. Then here we have 72 by 4. If you divide 72 by 4, then you have 18. So here you can see 18 students are interested in mathematics. Now we are going to find number of students who are not interested in mathematics. So number of students who are not interested in mathematics, For this, how we find it? The number of students that who are not interested in mathematics. So for this, we subtract the number of students who are interested in mathematics from total number of students. Okay. So here you can see total number of students is given 25. Okay. So total number of students is given here 25, and the number of students who are interested in mathematics is 18. Okay. So in this way you can see if you subtract 18 from 25, then you obtain 7. 7 and students are not interested in mathematics. Okay. So number of students who are not interested in mathematics, this is equal to 7. 7 students, only 7 students who are not interested in mathematics. Okay. So we can also find the percentage of the students who are not interested in mathematics. So percentage of the students who are not interested in mathematics. Okay, how can you find the number percentage of students who are not interested in mathematics? For this, we find number of students who are not interested in mathematics. So here this is given 7. We find the 7 number of students that are not interested in mathematics by total number of students. So total number of students is here 25. Okay, so right here 25 into 100%. Right here 100%. This is clear. So if you cancel it, you obtain 4. If you divide 100 by 25, then you obtain 4, and 4 into 7, this is equal to 20. So in this way, you can find that 28% are not interested in mathematics. Okay, you can see here how many students are not interested in mathematics. So 28% of the students are not interested in mathematics. Okay, so in this question, this is given that total number of students is 25, and the interested is number of students, 72% of students are interested in mathematics, and here we find 28% students are not interested in mathematics, and 18 students are interested in mathematics, and here we find 7 students are not interested in mathematics. So student, I hope all of you understood. In this question, this is given that the 72% of students are interested in mathematics. How many are not interested in mathematics? So for this, first we write here total number of students. This is given 24, and number of students are interested in mathematics. This is given 72%. So what is the exact number? So we find number of students who are interested in mathematics is equal to 25 into 72 by 100, because this is given that the 72% students are interested in mathematics. This is clear. So here we write 25 into 72 by 100. Okay. So if you divide 25 into 25, 25 for the 100. So we have 72 upon 100. If you divide 72 by 100, then we obtain 18. So in this way we find the 18 students are interested in mathematics. And now we will need to find how many students are not interested in mathematics. So for this, we subtract the number of students interested in mathematics from total number of students. So here this is given total number of students is 25, and 18 students are interested in mathematics. When you subtract 18 from 25, then you obtain 7. 7 students are not interested in mathematics. So you can see here, we find the 7 students are not interested in mathematics. If you need to find the number of students, the percentage of students who are not interested in mathematics, so how you can find? You can find it by the number of students who are not interested, 7 students, and total number of students is 25 into 100%. Okay, 100% means what? 100% means, you can see 100 percentage means what? 100% means 100 by 100, nothing more. Okay, and this by 100% means 1. This value is 1. Clear? So 7 by 25 into 100%. If you divide 100 by 25, then you obtain 4. And we have 7 into 4. 7 into 4 is what? 7 into 4 is 28. So this is equal to 28%. So you can see here 28% students are not interested in mathematics. So students, I hope all of you understood these questions. Okay. Now we are going to discuss next questions. Next questions is question number 4. What have been question number 4? Question number 4 have football teams own 10 matches out of total number of matches they played. Okay, a football team own 10 matches out of the total number of matches they played. Okay, so this is not clear how many matches they played, but this is clear that they own 10 matches now. And again, if this is given that if their win percentage was 40%, their win percentage was 40%, then how many matches they play in all. Okay, so we need to find the total number of matches they play. For this, how you can find it? This is given that we let the total number of matches they play in x, okay, or any variable. So 40% of x is equal to 10. 40% of x, you can write let total number of matches of x. So they won 10 matches. This is equal to 40% of all matches. Okay, so 10. So x into 40%. 40% is what? 40 by 100. This is equal to what? 10. This is equal to 10. Then if you simplify it, and then you obtain total number of matches. Clear? So then I hope all of you can solve this question number 4. So thank you for watching. Jai Hind.